Hello, hello! Today in this video, let's talk about something called intonation. Now, intonation is just the tone, how we speak. So in English, we have the rising tone and the falling tone. So these are very, very important to know because the main goal is to sound more like a native speaker. And if you can master the intonation that native speakers use, then you can really mimic the same way that they speak. Another reason why it's so important to learn how to do this is just the fact that we do not want to sound like a robot, right? And if you do not speak with expression, emotion, you don't use the rising and falling patterns, it just doesn't seem natural. And it makes it very obvious that you are a beginner learner in English. So let me give you some examples of what this looks like. I'm going to tell you about my day, but the first one will be without using any intonation, and then the second time will be using intonation. And you guys can hear the difference in these two ways of speaking. So the first one, no intonation, no expression at all. Today, I went to work. Then I taught my 5 classes. Then I ate my lunch. And then I went home at 4 p.m. I played with my cats. Then I went to bed. Right? So this one, it's very obvious you're not a native speaker. So the way we should do this is something more like this. So today I went to school in the morning and then I taught some of my classes. Then I had my lunch. After lunch I went home and then I relaxed for a little bit and went to bed. So the second one, you can hear there's much more intonation, rising, falling. Some words we use both the rising and falling together, and it makes it much more interesting to listen to, and it's just much more fluid, like a fluent native speaker would use. So the first kind of intonation we use is the falling intonation. So this means that the tone in your voice will be going down at the last syllable of the word. So we use this with commands, with statements, and with our WH questions. WH questions like what, where, when, why. And then commands, like you tell somebody what to do. For example, as a teacher, I'd say, sit down, right? You can hear, sit down. The down goes down in tone as well. And then with statements, I like to play. I like to teach, right? Statements about yourself. Again, you can hear it go down at the end. And WH questions, what are you doing? Doing. Doing. Ing goes down, right? We're not saying doing, we're saying doing. Then we have the rising intonation. So with these ones, the sound at the end goes up instead of down. We use this one with our yes or no questions. So these are not the WH questions, but these are questions where the response would just be a yes or no. So for example, I could say, do you like it? Do you like it? So you can hear the it goes up instead of down. Do you like it? Or I could say, are you finished? Are you finished? Finished. So at the end, it goes up. And again, we put the question mark below that. So it's really important to remember because both the falling and rising can be used with questions, but the falling is specifically used with the WH questions, and the rising is specifically used with the yes or no questions. And then lastly, there's actually the third one, which combines rising and falling. So we combine both tones actually in the same word. So these ones are the trickiest to master because they are quite confusing and how to pronounce them. But for example, I could say, like if somebody asks me to do something and I'm not too sure, I could say, well, I could help you. So the word could here, could, it goes up and then down. So anytime we're trying to be polite or to show uncertainty, we're not sure if we will or won't do whatever we're asked to do, then we use both the rise and fall intonation in the same word. So that is all of our 3 intonations, the falling, rising, and then both rise and fall. So the next time that you are having a conversation with someone, or if you're just practicing your reading skills, try to use these intonations. Use the rising, the falling, and both when it is suitable. And this will make you sound more like a native English speaker. It will make you sound more fluent, more natural, and just better overall. So I hope this video was helpful. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day. Goodbye. Intonation is also very important for expressing our emotions. So if you are very excited about something or super happy about something, then we will use the rising intonation, right? For example, if you're talking with your friend or a family member, you say, guess what, right? Guess what? What goes up, and then we would put the exclamation point at the end of that too. Guess what? Or I got good news, right? So these are both excited, showing that we are in the positive emotions. Then if you are sad, right, then the tone will go down again. Oh, I'm not feeling so well today, right? Today. So again, the tone, if you are sad, if you're happy, if you're excited, even if you're angry, right? When we have an angry tone as well, it sounds very different from our happy tone. So keep that in mind too. When we are using these intonations, they are extremely important for showing and expressing our emotions too. So a really good example of this is just the basic question somebody asks you, how are you today? Right? You can answer, oh, I'm fine, thank you. Or, oh, I'm fine, thank you. Right? These two, they mean different things, right? The first one, I'm fine, thank you. This is very enthusiastic, very positive, so we can tell that person is having a good morning, they're in a good mood. But if you get the reply the second way, oh yeah, I'm fine today. This means that maybe they're not having such a great morning, or maybe something happened that put them in a little bit of a bad or a sad mood because of the intonation going down.